What gold purity should you get when you're buying a solid gold chain? Emphasis on the gold chains. Okay, we're not talking about rings and bracelets because when you're wearing a chain around your neck, you are not swinging your neck around and hitting tables and door frames and nightstands the same way that you would with your hands. Okay, so the best gold purity to get is the one that fits your budget and the one that suits your skin tone. That is all you need to look at. Everything else is honestly is not as big a deal as the internet is going to make you believe. And I'm going to put all those misconceptions to bed right now. Just kind of give you guys the pros and cons of the three most popular purities I get questions about: 14, 18, and 22 karat. So with 14 karat gold, that's the standard in the United States. It's 58.5% gold purity. The rest of it is mixed with other alloys. You'll hear people say it's the best because it's more durable, it's stronger because of the other alloys mixed with it. And hot take, all the gold purities are durable. It's just a matter of how much gold is in it. Okay, of course, if you're talking about a 1 millimeter chain, no matter what the purity is, that thing can snap if somebody swipes at it. Even if it's 10 karat or 22 karat, it's just important to not blame the purity of these things, but literally how small it is and the quality of how it's made. So with 14 karat gold, a con with it is way in the future. We're talking decades into the future. It can start to tarnish, but it's not the gold that's going to be tarnishing. It's going to be the other alloys mixed with it that I mentioned, like silver, copper, zinc. These things can tarnish, but all you have to do is get your chain cleaned. Don't think that if you buy a 14 karat gold chain and you're daily wearing it, in 6 months it's going to start to tarnish. That's not going to be happening. There are people that have worn their same 14 karat gold chain for 20 years nonstop, never taken it off their neck, and there is not one sign of tarnishing. So that is just something I am going to mention, but it's not that dramatic. It is not that dramatic. Now there have been people that told me, there was this one guy in particular that said he wore his 14 karat gold, I think it was like a rope chain or a Cuban link, or a flat curb in a jacuzzi. And he said when he stepped out, his chain was not the same color. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, it is solid gold. I know that I bought a solid gold piece. But he, from that point, was never going to wear 14 karat in any jacuzzis and pools. And that is something that the 14 karat community has told me whenever they would see videos of me. They're like, you're not supposed to be wearing it in the pools and the jacuzzis. That's not an issue when it comes to high purity. But it also was never an issue for me when I was wearing low purity. So again, just do what makes you comfortable, all right? With 18 karat, this is the perfect middle ground for a lot of people in the West because it presents a more gold color because it's 75% gold purity and it's shiny and it doesn't scratch as much as the high purity would. Okay, so it's the perfect balance of both worlds. If we are going to jump into 22 karat gold like the one here around my neck, it is 91.6% gold purity, and the value of it is, well, I was going to say unmatched, but when you compare it to 23 and 24, you get like the best bang for your buck because you're paying for gold, right? So the misconceptions that you'll hear with 22 karat is that it's too soft and you cannot daily wear it, which simply is not true. I have daily worn high purity pieces more than I've daily worn the 14 karat pieces, and they are holding up literally just the same, and they look completely fine. So when people say something is too soft, don't think that it means you cannot wear it, because this is the norm in Asian countries is 22 karat. They like it's rare. Maybe you can see 18 from time to time, but in some countries 14 karat is known as fake gold because it's not even like 75-80% gold. A lot of Asian countries like it to be 22 karat. So value of it is there. The softness that people refer to is more to do with the scratches of your chain. So if you're somebody that does not like any scratches and you look at your chain every night and you're looking to see if there's micro scratches, then again, stop at 18 karat. But if you guys look at my neck right now, can you see scratches on this chain? Not really. So when you're talking to somebody and having a conversation with somebody, maybe like depending on the surface area of your piece, like if you have a big Cuban link, right? That has a flat and a big surface area. it can be more noticeable to people like that. But for lots of people that are just wearing, a regular maybe 3 millimeter chain, 5 millimeter, the scratches are not going to be as noticeable to other people that you're going to be interacting with. So that's one thing to note as far as it being so soft where it's going to completely fall off your neck, or if you squeeze it, it's going to get misshapen. That's stuff that I have only heard and I've only been questioned about from people that have never worn high purity, or they were told that from some jewelers. But then when I asked these people, okay, well, how much what did they try to sell you on? And they're like, well, they tried to sell me this 14 karat gold chain, and I think the price per gram was like $105 per gram, which is a high premium. So there's so much that goes into this game that a lot of people are unaware of, especially here in the West, is that a lot of people are not as knowledgeable about gold. So they, like these jewelers, know that they could sell the low purity for such a high premium and make people think that that's the norm, and make people think that, oh yeah, no, 14 karat is much better than something like 22 karat. But if you were to go into like an Indian gold jewelry shop where people know, like, okay, what's the price per gram today? Okay, 22 karat gold is $59 and something cents. This guy's selling it for $62 per gram. That's a reasonable price. Like, that mindset is not is not common with a lot of Westerners. So it's easier for a lot of jewelers to take advantage of people's lack of knowledge for it. So knowing the gram weight is very important. I know I kind of was skewing a little bit there, but that's what I mean when I say that all of these purities are worth it depending on what fits your budget and what suits your skin tone and just your personal preferences of, okay, 22 karat, the color, you don't like it, then yeah, step down to 18, step down to 14. If you like the value of the high purity, then go for it. But please know that the stretch effect that people talk about with high purity is the same as kind of the tarnishing that I mentioned with 14 karat, where the stretches are not, it's like such a minimal like millimeter that is not noticeable to the average person. For example, my nana, my grandma, she's 94 right now. She has had this chain from, that was a gift from my auntie that was in Saudi Arabia. Had it for over 50 years, I think over 60 years actually, and has been wearing this piece nonstop. She's wearing it around her neck right now. And it was originally 24 inches. It's still 24 inches on her. It's either 24 or 26 inches. But it was started as 24 inches. It didn't just all of a sudden drop to 30 inches. I think people assume that, okay, if it's stretching, that means if I buy a 16-inch chain in like 3 years, since it's high purity, it's going to be a 22-inch chain. That's not going to happen. These changes are just so microscopic, you are not going to be able to notice them. So just pick whatever one that you want to. Take the cons into consideration and be happy with what you rock. And don't let anybody trying to act elitist about purities get to you. You want to rock 10? Rock 10. You want to rock 14, 18, 22? Do what you want. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below.